Hi, I'm Ty Sawyer, and you're watching Another Shade of Blue, brought to you by Mind Lab. There was a time that travelers came to Cabo San Lucas at the end of the Baja Peninsula to escape. It was quiet, somewhat lawless, beer was cheap, and the beaches soothed. And just off the famous arch at Land's End, giant game fish would gather. Marlins, sailfish, yellowtail. If you like drinking, carousing, hiding, or fishing, this was the place to be. As more and more people discovered the desert meets the sea charms of Cabo, as it's known, Cabo evolved its fishing, drinking, beaches, and carousing reputation with a battalion of fishing boats, edgier bars, new restaurants, a timeshare gauntlet, shopping, and some fantastic gathering spots for the bikini-clad. Then someone got the big idea to ramp up the south of the border spice, and that's why I'm here. Quiet repose on the sand doesn't really do it for me anymore. I'd heard Cabo was evolving again. The Hemingway is rising in me. Big game, big thrills, fast cars, strong drinks. Hello, Cabo. I'm Ty Sawyer. I'm a traveler, writer, and a photographer. And I'm always on assignment. My work takes me to the planet's most remote, real, and raw outposts. In search of another shade of blue. Hi, how are you?
Very good. How are you doing today?
Good, good. So I'm here at Wild Canyon Adventures, and they're going to throw everything at me today. I'm going to do this deep canyon swing, I'm going to bungee jump, I'm going to zip line back and forth, and ATVs, all the adrenaline package. So we'll see how my stomach feels at the end of the day. But I think first I have to sign my life away, right?
You do.
Great. This will get video of me screaming, right?
Yeah. Vámonos.
I feel a bit wimpy on the trial zip line. It runs all of about 50 feet and the Cabo breeze moved faster. But before I know it, I'm upside down, soaring across the arroyo. I never get tired of zip lines. They're fun, fast, and they feel dangerous. They give me a new perspective on the world. I even get a bit of exercise as I hike up to the highest, fastest, and longest zip line in Baja. Next up, Big Ocho, 47 miles per hour. The Big Ocho. A mile of cable, enough speed to make you scream or cringe, and a view only shared by eagles. Filled with adrenaline, I don the body armor and saddle up on an ATV, determined to ignore every single rule I was told in the briefing and get dirty. Now, dirt, grime, gravel, and dust is definitely not another shade of blue. The ATV is not. If the skies were blue, and you're never too far from the ocean in Baja, on an ATV, the longest, hardest, windiest, bumpiest route is always the quickest way to get there. Even when I smell the tang of salt water and I'm on an ATV, I'm bound by the unspoken rules to find the hardest route to the sea. And I do. Still covered in dirt, I'm about to transition from the thrill of off-roading to the thrill of near-death experience. Meet Leon, the man responsible for my adrenal glands being on fire. Will I be safe?
Yes, you will be. I don't know if you're going to cry, but you're going to enjoy it.
I might cry.
A little bit. Everybody does. It's incredible, but everybody arrives there and they're there and they said, oh, Jesus, I have to go. Oh.
They're feeling brave until they get
Yes.
there and they stand on that edge,
Yes.
and that's when bravery tends to slip away.
Yeah, a lot of people ask me, have you pushed people? And I said, I only push the people that want to be pushed.
Right, right.
Because they have the girlfriend, the parents, everybody there. They're chicken out over there. So that little push, they even thank you for the push.
Right, right, right. Because they're going to be standing there
Yeah,
still.
they come back like, oh, man, I did it.
Well, I can't wait to try it, so I think we need to organize time, head out to that gondola, and I'm going to take the giant leap. All right.
Let's go have fun, bro.
Let's go have fun, bro. I think this is the scariest part right here, going across in the gondola, because you get a chance to look down and see how deep this arroyo is. You sure those are tight enough?
Let's go bungee jump.
Let's go bungee jump.
Go to the sandpaper.
Go to the sandpaper.
Okay. Are you ready?
Man, I hope I'm ready.
Okay, my recommendation is don't hesitate, all right?
Just jump.
Just jump. Here we go!
Here we go!
3, 2, 1, jump!
Yeah! Okay. Just to sit?
Yes.
We're doing the giant swing. Holy
Forward.
crap.
2, 1.
Woo! Yeah! Woo! Oh! That was so awesome. That was incredible. Incredible. After defying death in the arroyo, this looks like a calm alternative. We're only about 25 miles from San Jose del Cabo, and we're heading up into the mountains. And as you can see behind me, the town of Santiago looks a little different than the rest of Baja. It's greener because we're starting to get into some water table. And what we're heading up to see is actually a waterfall. Greeted by the local wildlife, we wander off into the peace and quiet of the desert to see Baja's only waterfall. It has turned suddenly green.
Amazing, isn't it? Really a lot of people, they don't know that's really behind the beaches, behind the rocks, there's really a lot of green to see and to appreciate. And of course, well, later on we can go to see the waterfall, right? So that's quite amazing to see a waterfall here over here inside of the desert.
Dennis, how does someone from Holland end up in Baja, Mexico?
So first of all, I went to the other peninsula, Yucatan Peninsula, so just on the other side of Mexico,
Right.
for some holidays. After that, I wrote my thesis about sustainable tourism.
I thought you were going to tell me a girl brought you here and...
Well,
you know,
to
that
be
old
honest,
story.
it was even it was a good reason as well to stay. I already decided to come over, and well, when I decided to come over, I met my wife up in heaven in the airplane.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's an
On the way
unbelievable
here?
story. Exactly,
That's
exactly.
unbelievable. No matter where I go, waterfalls seem to find me. Even here in the middle of a desert that gets less than 5 inches of rain a year. But it's pretty amazing to have a waterfall in the desert. It's sort of like miracles in the world when you find places like this.
Exactly. It's really a true wonder of nature to have this amount of water surrounded by a desert. So it's really amazing. So as well, right now people are jumping off.
Whoa! So exactly how many waterfalls like this exist in southern Mexico?
This is the only one. You
Only
can
one.
find some smaller ones, but it's really the tallest one. So in foot, it's about, let's say, 40 feet tall. So it's a pretty big one.
Which is like a miracle, because with that little waterfall, just to have something here flowing all the time,
Yes.
it's a major
As well as-
miracle.
it's really as well providing the water actually for the surrounding towns. As well, it's used for agriculture purposes.
and it's good to swim in.
It can be a little bit chilly.
I don't know if I'm going to get in the water. I might let you get in the water so I can get a picture of you.
Okay, well, let's find out.
All right, let's go. I gotta say, there's no bathtub on the planet that compares to jumping into a cool pool of water in a hot, dry desert. Now just can you do it again for the camera?
Okay, count of 3.
It's a hard job, I know, but I asked them to launch off the rocks again for the shot. Then, the world disappears for me as I wander in to steal a moment in time from this, as I said way too much earlier, miraculous waterhole. On this assignment in Baja, there's no slowing down. So it's time to sign my life away again.
And we never lost a client in 4.9 million miles, so
Oh yeah?
you're not going to be our guy.
That's the miles to date.
Exactly.
Like most men in this situation, I don't really care about the 22-inch ride of the shocks, the Subaru engine, the location of the radiator. I really just want to strap into the seat of this bad boy and try to get as close to the edge of death as possible. Got these guys from BF Goodrich here. They're going to go on a couple-day tour. And as soon as they do a couple practice rounds, then we're going to get in a car and have some fun ourselves. Watching these guys get ramped up to go only makes the wait that much more excruciating. I only hope they've left a car for me. They have. It's red and appropriate for a midlife crisis week of Baja death-defying excess. I'm following in the dusty path of Parnelli Jones, Robbie Gordon, and other fast car heroes. The side of the road you ride on in Baja is the smooth side, and I haven't found it yet. I think I've just found the rough side. Of course, enough speed in this environment leads to separation from the earth. And after nailing a perfect landing, there's only one thing left to do. Accelerate to the finish in a cloud of dust and a blurred view of the deep blue sea.
In the early days, great story is there was no timing systems, no radios, no GPSs, so they went to the telegraph office in Tijuana, punched a card, put it in their pocket, raced down the peninsula, went to La Paz, went back in the telegraph office, hit it again. Whoever could brag about the best times on their card won the race.
Yeah, I think it'd be a blast. I probably wouldn't make it the entire way, but I'd have fun trying.
Racing's interesting. You know, Wide Open's got a great history because of the 50% completion rate we're talking about. 8 out of the last 11 years, we've been able to finish 100% of our cars.
Well, I got a lot of respect today in taking this track around for exactly how they how much abuse they must take on these courses.
Oh, and the tours. I mean, these guys will go out. They'll do close to 400 miles on this trip by the time they get back. You today did about 20.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, 20, and I'm going to be aching tomorrow.
There you go.
But it was fun, man. Thanks
All right.
much.
All right. Take it easy. Enjoy.
Like all men, after overcompensating in a fast red car, I need to go to a bar, drink a lot, and celebrate myself, the new manly man that I am. So I go to Baja's only brewery and bask in the glory of the patron saint of bachelors and beer. Who's this guy?
This is St. Lucas. This is our patron saint of brewers and bachelors.
Brewers and bachelors. That explains a lot about Cabo San Lucas.
That's all you got to say about Cabo.
Well, let's go salute this guy and see how this process gets done.
Let's do it.
So you spent the entire first year you were here being a professional beach bum.
I did. I came here to be a beach bum, and I worked on that for about a year and a half, and then decided that I would figure out a way to stay and open a brewery.
And being from Colorado, where there's already lots of microbreweries, probably had some source of inspiration there. Huh?
I brewed in Colorado as a home brewer, kind of college dorm style, and decided that would be a fun thing to do here.
So tell me about this. Tell me about what's in these copper kettles behind us.
So this is the brew house. This is actually my office right here, and this is the kettle. And we have the mash and lauter tun over here. And the brewing process is pretty simple. So in this brewery here, which is so small, it's pretty cool because you can see the entire process in one room.
Right.
It's not like going to Anheuser-Busch and going from one factory to the next.
Right.
So what we do is we have a mill up top here, and we mill the barley, and it falls down into this grist case here. That falls down into the mash tun, and what we do is we mix the barley with hot water and create like a porridge.
Right.
We'll transfer it to the kettle. Here we'll cook it for about an hour and a half, add the hops.
Do all of your beer styles come through this process?
Yeah, it takes about 8 hours to do a beer through that process, and so each day we'll do a different beer.
So your favorite of all these styles is which?
I really like the Peyote Pale Ale. I also like the red. Those are my two favorite styles that we brew here. They have a little more hops in them.
Anything with peyote in it, I think I'm gonna try that one next, so.
Well, you just keep trying the peyote and see what happens.
I'll be wandering off into the desert saying, Baja Brewing did this to me, right?
It's a great marketing tool.
Yeah. Okay, well, I have a good toast.
Okay, let's do it.
To our wives and our mistresses, may they never meet.
Salud.
Salud. I don't quite remember how I got up on this catwalk after sampling every type of beer on tap, but I've got my camera for stability, and lucky for me, it knows what to do. Cheers! If you're gonna fish Baja, you better find the man with the golden hook. Enter Chris Erickson. Cabo San Lucas and Baja are first and foremost a hallowed ground for fishermen. And the reigning king of this swagger-filled world where size always matters is Chris Erickson. Skip the torture and suffering of Santiago and Old Man in the Sea and latch on to a man known as the Fish Whisperer.
We're using these butterfly jigs with a mackerel pattern on them, and you just take them and drop them all the way down to the bottom and just reel back up pretty much as fast as you can go, and they make a big circular motion on the way up, and these yellowtail come and hit them on the way up. Reel like the son of a gun, you're loose.
We are right on top of a school of yellowtail. There's about 50 or 60 boats out, and we keep catching them, and about half of them, it looks like, have a fish on, including us. The water off Land's End is crowded with fishermen. Literally within 2 minutes, I have a yellowtail on the line. I am now a fisherman.
Ah, look at that!
Yeah! Just brought this in.
Look at the colors in that thing, man.
Look
See
at
that
how pretty
purple,
that is.
purple line in there?
I catch several more, and we're catching them so fast, everyone in the crew gets in on the action. Chris, not a bad day.
That is what you call one biomass of sashimi there,
Yes,
guy.
it is.
Good job.
All right, man.
How long were we there before we got our first bite?
5 minutes. 5
This is
minutes.
amazing.
An hour. We were only there for an hour fishing.
I mean, obviously it isn't always like this. We can do a good yellowtail bite in Cabo, February, March, April, even into May, when it's right in our backyard like we're talking about, right here off the arch, and there's that many of them stacked in there. It's really a gift. So
And last year, big banner year for you.
the Bisbee tournament was our big claim to fame here. We fished that tournament for 17 years, and we finally got the right bite on the right day, and
Right.
we got a 409-pound blue marlin on day one, and that was the dream come true. All those years I've been working at it. It wasn't even the money so much as it was being able to finally do it after all those years, and it's the trophy.
Put that trophy on the
Yeah.
back of your T-shirt,
That's
right?
it. That's it. Yeah.
Now, did you come down here to fish? Is that what brought you down to Cabo San Lucas?
No, my dad was down here, and he told me to come down and check it out. I had no idea what the Baja was like. We started the first resort down here 21 years ago. And we've got Cabo Villas Beach Resort. We started there 11 years ago, and we started with 6 units, and we've got 142 keys now at our hotel. And
Wow.
our beach club is called Baja Cantina, and they do a wonderful job also. And so, yeah, it's been quite the story. And whoever would have thought 20 years later I'd be married with children in Mexico.
In
but
Mexico.
It's the way it
Indeed.
worked out, and it's been a real blessing. So.
Speaking of blessings, Chris puts us on a quarry meant for cameras, not the fish hook. A beautiful gray whale. You can't see it, but literally right under my feet, this whale is feeding.
He's dredging the bottom with his bottom jaws.
And here he comes up.
Hear him. You could even hear him take his intake breath that time. Hear that? You can see where these gray whales, they come in here. We're in like 30, 40 feet of water right here. And it's a real sandy bottom, and there's a lot of crustaceans and clams and stuff in the sand. They go along with their bottom jaw, and they literally dredge the bottom. And we can see where he's kicking up sand with his bottom jaw, and he comes up and just lets all the sand filter out and eats the crustaceans that he catches when he does that.
One of the most impressive and awe-inspiring things to see in the world is a whale sounding, with its massive tail flukes rising up in a waterfall of dripping ocean. Magnificent. Doesn't get any better than this. Whales to the right, whales to the left, front, back, all around. Sea lions are not dumb, and off Baja, they've learned a few new tricks. Dude, I've never seen a seal right now come up on the back of a boat for a fish. Look at that, sea lions right here in the white water. In all my travels, in all my experience and assignments, I've never seen a sea lion do this. About a year from now, my heart will calm down, and I'll really be able to get some perspective on this trip. But like all places in the world that lure travelers, once you are willing to walk through the invisible barrier that keeps your experience predictable, you will find, as I did, discoveries that will stay with you and elevate your memories. We all travel for different reasons, but at the core of our desire to travel is the idea that we will come home afterwards and look around our neighborhoods, office, towns, and cities and know that we have experienced something that doesn't exist in the place where we live. For me, Cabo has changed. No longer is it a place where I sit on a beach drinking beer and watch my skin burn because I'm too inebriated to move. It's a place where waterfalls exist in the desert, where I can feel an electric bolt rip up the line as someone yells, "Fish on!" Where I can feel the rush of being alive as I scream through the Baja wilderness in a cloud of dust, or free fall over palm and cactus, winning over my fears. And finally, a place I can feel small and quiet and wrapped in awe as a whale rises to the surface.
Did you see that?